In Java, a type defines a set of values and a set of operations on them. And generally, data types can be categorized as primitive or reference. And the primitive types are predefined by the programming language and named by a reserved keyword, and these specify the size and type of the variable values. So for example, you have bytes which are 8 bits in size and are able to represent the numbers from -128 to 127. Whereas an integer has a size of 32 bits or 4 bytes, so 1 byte is 8 bits. And here you can see each bit is a 1 or a 0. And 32 bits can represent a much larger range of numbers. Now Java is statically typed, meaning you must declare a variable before using it. And to declare a variable, you specify the data type. So for example, an integer, the identifier, which points to a location in computer memory, and set that equal to the value which will be stored at the memory location in the computer. So because an integer has a size of 32 bits, then you have 32 bits here to represent the number 4. Then you're basically using up more memory than required to store that number. And here we've initialized the variable before using it, using an assignment operator. And we'll talk more about these assignment operators later on. And an example of a reference data type is a string, or other objects that we instantiate using classes that were created in Java. And we'll look at reference types in more detail later on. Now in this course, we'll generally use integers to represent numbers, doubles to represent fractional numbers or those with decimals. So these have a size of 64 bits and stored in memory based on scientific notation, and booleans, which have a size of 1 bit, where true is 0 and false is 1. So as we've seen previously, each variable has an associated memory location that's used to hold its value. So the identifier is really an alias for a memory address, and the data is stored in binary at the memory address. Now a variable can also be declared using the final keyword. So final means that once we initialize the variable, we cannot change it later on. So it's a constant. Please subscribe, like and comment to help me reach more students.